Hello, my name is Matthew Archambault. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'd like to share with you this very short site tour, and I want to show you what we have to offer here within the membership area. So when you log in for the first time, you're going to be brought to our dashboard page, and on our dashboard page you're going to see all of the courses that we have to offer. And we've got quite a bit. We've got a lot of figure drawing courses, we've got portrait drawing courses. We also teach you how to compose your images, composition type courses. We'll teach you diverse things like how to draw glass, how to draw chrome, how to draw trees, and then we have our online pose section. So when you scroll through this, it doesn't quite look like a lot, but if we dive in a little bit deeper, there's a ton of content here on this website. So if we sample this Begin Here Step-by-Step course, there is so much. This is our latest course. I'm really excited about this one. So what do you see on this page? Well, the way that we've set up our website, the software that runs the website, it's course, lesson, topic. And over here you see the course progress bar. So if we click on a lesson, let's go to Model Inform lesson number 8. There's a lot here. So when you first land on this page, you can download model and factors terms. You can download the photo reference that works with this lesson, and that's high res, high quality photo reference. And you can download the lesson PDF, which is a PDF booklet that you can read along with us as you watch the video tutorials, and you can also use that as a synopsis for the course. So on this page, this video is about 40 minutes long. That's our screencast tutorial that goes over the lesson in detail. And then we've got the beginning here. It's 50-minute drawing of how to render out that sphere and really make it look dimensional. On our lesson topic page, we click on that. We have the full drawing, all 3 videos. We've an hour long, 45 minutes long, another video that's about 40 minutes long. And you can see here on this page, we bring you from start to finish. So there's a lot of video in this one lesson alone. If we go back to the dashboard, let's say you're into drawing a long pose. You're really into long pose figure drawing, something that's going to take over 20 minutes. We can click on this course over here. And this is a course that I filmed a couple years ago, and I really like this one. And it turns out here that I haven't clicked the lessons complete. So you can see I haven't really looked at this course. I've uploaded it. But this is my user page. So there I am. And on this particular page, once again, you can download the high quality reference that goes with this lesson. And you can also download the images that go with the screencast tutorial. So we start from the beginning. We kind of show you it all. I'm not a teacher who likes to hold back. Some of our videos are so long that we have to speed them up a little bit because there's just so much content. But you can see we dive into it and we really get into the nitty-gritty. So that is our lesson page, and on the topic page, we decided on this particular course to put the screencast tutorials on the topic page. And the screencast tutorials are really helpful because these are the types of drawings that I do in the classroom where they're a little bit more simple, and I do them right on top of the actual drawing that I'm doing just to reinforce the techniques. Sometimes I'll do this in Photoshop, and it really helps everyone. And you can download all the images. We've put them into a PDF booklet for this particular screencast video. If we go back to the dashboard, okay, it's not just figure drawing, although figure drawing is a huge part. You'll have to excuse my New York accent. People really laugh at the way that I say drawing, but I'm doing the best that I can here with my New York pronunciation. If you come over here, portrait drawing is such a huge thing. I love portrait drawing because when I was an illustrator for 18 years, most of the reason why I got hired was to paint a beautiful portrait on a book cover. So if we click on lesson 1, the ghost, this is just starting this portrait from just a blank sheet of paper. And once again, we've got our high quality photo reference PDF booklet. You can download a value scale that works with this. Here's our final drawing. I'm really excited about that. How long is that video? That video is not too long. It's about 23 minutes. And then when we click on the screencast tutorial, which again is the reinforcer for each video, that's about 26 minutes as well. And we just kind of get into it for you in a very, very simple way. Like I said, the dashboard, we don't have hundreds upon hundreds of course listings, but what we do have here is we have a lot of depth. So if I show you the anatomy course, which I'm really, the anatomy course, we started drawingtutorialsonline.com in 2008, and in 2008 I started these anatomy lessons, and they've taken me years to complete. And look at all this content. I mean, we've got 29 anatomy lessons, and when you look at the anatomy lessons, they are pretty detailed out. So if we click on the gluteal muscles, there's a lot here. So we give you definitions, and we explain each muscle. We get into drawing each muscle. So that's an 18-minute video on the one of the aspects of the glutes, gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus. So we've got a lot here. And then we kind of don't just draw the muscle itself, then we draw the muscle in real time, and we try to locate the muscle on the model. And we also provide you photos of each particular muscle. And yeah, I'm really excited about the anatomy course. Anatomy really is my favorite, and anatomy is just something that you need to know in order to draw a really realistic figure. So the previous lesson is the lat, and once again we get into detail with drawing the actual muscle. We locate the muscle on the body, and we get into detail, and then we provide you with images that you can look at so you can really learn this. We kind of lay out the terms, and very, very cool. I love anatomy. So there's a lot of depth here at the site. If we go back to the dashboard, now, yes, a big part of our website is the courses, but where you're really going to improve is through our critique gallery. And every week you're allowed to upload one image a week with the reference, and we're open to all different levels of skill. So you can be a beginner artist, and we welcome you to upload your image, or you can be an advanced artist. And every Monday I film a video critique. It's usually about 3 hours worth of video critique. Sometimes there's 3 parts, sometimes there's 4 parts. It depends on how many people uploaded that particular week. Here's an image uploaded from a member named Marty, who's been with us for many, many years. And you can upload any type of image. It can be a digital painting like Marty uploaded here. It could be a watercolor. It could just be a traditional pencil portrait drawing. It's really up to you, but this is where you're going to get feedback on your image. And the type of feedback that I offer, here's where you upload your image, okay? And you can ask a question over here. Just upload your image, one image a week. But I'll guide you. Like, let's say I critique this portrait drawing. I'll guide the person, and I'll offer advice, and I'll say, well, maybe you need to watch this particular course, this specific lesson. And that's really, really helpful, because sometimes you're on YouTube and you're watching all these amazing tutorials. I watch tutorials on YouTube all the time. There's a lot of stuff there. But the most important thing is the feedback and the direction and the actual guidance. That's where you're going to improve, not just by watching the video tutorials. They're all good, and you should be watching them, but you should also be getting feedback from a highly qualified teacher who's done this for many, many years. I've been critiquing images since 1997. That was the first course that I taught, Principles of Illustration, at the School of Visual Arts. So I've got a lot of experience, and yes, I'm going to be kind, but at the same time, I'm going to give you really significant feedback on what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and how to improve. Now, where do we put the critiques after we film them? So if you click on our member blog houses our member podcast that we do every Monday night, and our member critiques that we film every Monday as well. We post them on Monday night. And if you click on the critique page for April 17th, you can see we've got our critique videos. This one's about an hour long. This one's about 50 minutes long. And this one's about 40 minutes long. And you can download these critiques. You can watch them anytime, any place. And you can find your name and find out where you are in that video critique right underneath the video. We've had members with us for over 5 years, and the improvement has just been crazy with where they started and where they're at now. So that just kind of gives you an example of our critique page. If we go back to the member blog, our podcast is an invaluable tool. So you can ask a question in our forum, okay? So I'm not a big form guy, and I kind of started the podcast because I don't like typing into the form. So you could ask me a question here, and our forms go pretty deep, no doubt about it. We've got quite a few members, and people ask their questions here in the forums. But where you're going to get your answer, at least for me, I don't like to answer in the forums. I like to have our members answer. So if you're asking a question, you get multiple answers to it. But right over here, this is our member podcast, April 17th. Marjan is a member, and she was asking how to price her artwork, which is a really great question. And if you're having a gallery show and you have no idea where to start with pricing your artwork, we can help you with that. I've been in the business of earning a living as an artist since 1990 when I started my illustration career. So I have a lot of experience to offer you in terms of the business of illustration and just art in general. Sometimes in our podcast, we'll showcase a modern day artist who's doing some really good stuff. Sometimes in our podcast, we'll showcase a critique that was very valuable. In this April 3rd podcast, Heidi, sometimes I really become good friends with the people if they've been with me for years. I start to get to know them. I get to know their work. I get to know about what their issues are, and it becomes a really good back and forth. And Heidi was concerned about, she had some hand and wrist pain for drawing for a long period of time. And in this particular podcast, I guided her to Peter Goskew. He is just the go-to guy for solving your arm and hand pain in a very natural way. So we do a lot here. There's a lot of different topics that we talk about in our member podcast. It's kind of all over the place. The members dictate where the member podcast is going to go. I don't necessarily dictate it. Now, that's our member blog. And we've gone over our member forms. We've gone over our critique gallery. Now, when you first log in, there's a lot here. And what happens with a lot of these educational sites, social sites like YouTube and all that, you start to get a little overwhelmed. So we don't like the word overwhelm. As a matter of fact, I hate the word overwhelm. It's a really dirty word for me because when I was younger and I was an illustrator and I was rotating 7 illustration jobs at once, I was always overwhelmed. So I don't like that. So I created this Learn How to Use This Site course. So when you log in, I direct you to this page first, and what this course shows you, we've got these really short videos. This first video teaches you what to do first and why. It teaches you how to use the learning software that comes with the website. If we go back here, we show you how to maximize the member podcast, how to get the best practices with the critique gallery, understanding your account, tracking your learning profile, and then we get into our old original site versus the new site and the differences. And we've turned our original drawingtutorialsonline.com into an archive site. So when you log into this site, there's a lot here, but we also offer you a dual membership so you can access all of the content that we've created since 2008. We just have hundreds of downloads that you can access. And so when I created this new website, I didn't really want to clutter it up. So I give people the option, if they want to access something that I did back in 2010, they can go to that website, our archive site, and they can access it. So up top over here, this is where you can check out your learning profile, where you can see where you're at and keep track of your learning progress. So if we expand this, you can see with the Begin Here step-by-step course, I'm about 95% complete. With Learn How to Use This Site, I was a little anxious to get to the Learn In, so I didn't complete it, which is bad on me. Recommended reading, about 60% complete. I didn't even get to the online pose videos yet. I didn't even get to how to draw an older man with a beard. So this is really important for you to be able to track what you've watched. And like I said, there's a lot here at the site, and we've got a lot of courses. And in terms of your account, if we click on up top over here, this site was designed from feedback that I got from members. And what members really wanted was to be able to control their account. They wanted to be able to update their own credit card, change their email, upgrade their account from a monthly to an annual if they wanted, and most importantly, cancel whenever they want to cancel. So I've made the cancellation process so easy. It's really 3 clicks. So you click on My Account, and when you're brought to our account homepage, you can click over here to subscriptions, and right over here, second click or third click. We're on 3 clicks right now. You click it one more time, it's going to give you a pop-up saying that you won't be able to log in after you cancel. So 4 clicks and you can cancel. This is so very important, because I recognize as a teacher that there's a time to discover new teachers, and then there's a time to learn from those teachers, and then there's a time to move on to the next teacher. I've done it. I've learned from teachers, and then I move on to the next teacher. So I don't want you to feel as though that you're trapped here. I want you to be able to cancel your plan with a few clicks. I want you to be able to upgrade your plan if you want from our monthly to our annual to save yourself a little bit of money. You can update all of your billing info over here. I don't want to click on that because I don't know if I'm going to see all my billing info. You can see your invoices here, and then you can just, when you're done, click on back to home, and you're good to go. So I want to thank you so much for taking this site tour. I have my heart and soul into this website. This is pretty much how I earn my living. Yes, I teach at the School of Visual Arts. I've whittled it down to just teaching 1 course a week. I used to teach 6 classes there, but all of my time is really spent here teaching at drawingtutorialsonline.com, which is now members.drawingtutorialsonline.com. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to potentially critique one of your images soon, and we'll see you soon.